Hi, friend. Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in the U.S. in Central Maryland. So I'm back for my weekly Create With You session where I try to be live every week on my Facebook page, and then I upload it to YouTube. So wherever you're joining me from, whether you're watching me live or on replay, Facebook, YouTube, welcome. So today I have a fun fold. It's a sidestep card featuring the Country Birdhouse stamp set and dies. It comes in a collection. There's another stamp set and another die called the Country Flowers. I don't know. I'm not using that one. Using Country Birdhouse, and we're gonna build a birdhouse card. Cool? I think so. So let me get started. I'm going to move the camera. If you get sick, look away. You're going to see my big light, my ceiling, and maybe the trees outside. Yeah, there you can see them a little bit before I get this camera turned around. Well, let me try again. Oh, okay, third time's a charm, right? Nope. Okay, let me try this a fourth time. There we go. I think it's going to work. All right. Adjust the camera. Okay, for your motion sickness people, I think we're good to go now. And let me put my glasses on, get my website going. So if anybody says hey to me or tells me that they have a question, like, hey, what happened? So, yeah, give me a shout out. And I'll turn the sound down so we don't have feedback. All right, there we go. All right, I think we're good to go. Country Birdhouse, photopolymer. First thing, photopolymer. Love photopolymer, and that's because you can see right through the stamp set. So clear, the stamps, clear. I've already taken out the ones I'm going to use. There's coordinating dies, and we are going to use that. So you can stamp a birdhouse, you can color the birdhouse, you can build the birdhouse by die cutting the birdhouse, and then there's these different pieces for the roof line, and then there's this base, I guess, where the seeds go. Plus it has other dies that aren't in the stamp set. There's a post, kind of a decorative post. There's a bow where you can hang the bird house. There is a chain in a stamp set, stamped image that you can chain. Flowers, leaves. I mean, this has got a lot. This set has a lot, and I have been enjoying playing with it. I don't have a sample of the card we're making, so you're just going to have to follow along and be surprised as we create it. This was a card that that I prepped for my stamp club. We made this, I think, in June, a few months ago. But so let me show you the card kit. Here we go. And for my stamp club, I prep all the materials, so they just have to come and create. I usually have a sample. I gave my sample away, but here is the card base, and it's already been cut and scored. If you check out my blog spot, stampinghair.blogspot.com, I will post the measurements and scoring information there later tonight, plus a photo of this card. So I think right now I used a photo from another card that didn't have the birdhouse built on it. So we have some pieces of DSP, and this is from the Country Woods DSP. We have some pool party cardstock. Everything's been cut and prepped, little pieces. We have a little tiny, I don't know if you can see this, is a window sheet. It's kind of shiny. And we're going to have a message on there that's going to kind of look like it's floating. We have a scrap, and then we have some little birds that I've already die cut from those dies. And then we get to our pieces of our roof line for our birdhouse. So we're going to build the birdhouse roof line. We're going to stamp it and then build it. So these pieces, this is the gingerbread work for the top of the birdhouse, and then this is the bottom of the birdhouse. I guess, I don't know if it's a feeder, it would be seeds in here, and this piece of white goes on the back. So let's do some stamping first, and we're going to stamp on this piece. We're going to stamp on this piece. We're going to stamp on our birds. We're going to stamp on our scrap of white and on our piece of crumb cake. So I think I have all the pieces. All right. Let's start. Well, these are the two inks, Memento and Stampin' Pecan Pie. Hey, you got an eyeball out there. Hi, Trudy. Welcome. I'm glad you like my card. So, yeah, let's get started on our stamping. So, I'll put all these pieces up here. We're going to do the birdhouse on this, and this comes from the Country Woods, which is part of that Country Woods suite that the Country Birdhouse is a part of. A lot of country going on. I like this because I like the pool party. I like that it's distressed. And then on the other side, you have a wood grain. Now, I haven't used this as much. I've definitely used the pool party side. So this is where we're going to stamp our birdhouse. And this is a larger stamp on like maybe the largest block or larger block. And with a stamp this big, you can't get the whole stamp on to the ink pad. So I find that with these larger stamps, it's easier to bring the ink pad to the stamp. So let me just ink this up. Hopefully I'm not jiggling the camera too much. And then I'm just going to center it as much as possible. It looks like the roof line sticks over a little bit, but that doesn't matter. So we'll just give this a nice little press, give time for that ink to transfer. Gorgeous. Now we are going to do our birthday greeting, also in Memento black. So this block, this stamp fits. You can get the whole stamp onto the ink. Oh, look at that. I've got ink. I don't like having ink on when I'm filming. Oh, well. Life happens, right? So I'm going to stamp this happy birthday right towards the end, and I'll be trimming this down. There's my happy birthday greeting. And the last thing I'm going to be doing in white, let me get a piece of contrasting cardstock. So this is the great thing about photopolymer. They're clear, so you can see right through them. So I'm going to ink this bird up, and then on this die cut, and normally what I would do is stamp it on a piece of bigger paper and then die cut it. This time I did the die cut, and because it's a photopolymer, I can look right through my stamp and line it up on the die cut. And so if you want to do a lot of mass production, this makes it easy. You just do all the die cutting, and then you come back and stamp your image. But you do need the photopolymer stamps so you can see through them. The cling stamps that are red rubber, you can't see through them. So this technique might be a little bit trickier. So I think I've got it. And give a couple seconds for the ink to transfer. And I'm just using this scrap as a way to see the die cut, because when it's white on white, it's a little more, I won't say difficult, but challenging maybe is what I should say. All right, so let me get that ink out of the way. And now we're going to be doing our pecan pie stamping. And we're going to stamp on this base, and we're going to be saying the hello friend from the stamp set. And this is like one of my favorite great. Now see, I got some ink on my stamp, on my block. I'm going to wipe that off using my chamois off camera. There we go, so I don't smudge that unintentionally somewhere else. So I'm trying to be careful, and the hello friend is going to go kind of right in the center of this birdhouse, bird feeder. I think that's where the seed goes, is what I'm trying to say. And clean that off. My chamois again, it's off camera. I love the chamois because it absorbs the ink, and then the ink is gone. It's not, it won't get on something else. Like usually the old Stampin' Scrub, it would take the ink off, but after a while, there's so many colors of ink, it's black, and it transfers back to the stamp. The chamois takes the ink away, and it doesn't transfer back. So this is the little gingerbread decorative stamp that is in the stamp set. Again, with photopolymer, you can look right through and stamp. So it makes it really simple to line things up and to stamp after you have die cut. Look at that, super simple. Now I think I want one right at the top. Let's see if I can do this. Close enough. Okay. So that is all the stamping, but now we're going to do some coloring of our little birds. Bird is the word, with my blends, because I want to color my birds. So I have several blends, and I'm going to be using the Petal Pink combo. The Calypso Coral, there's a combo, but I think I'm probably using one. That's for the beak and the feet. And then we have Pool Party. So let's start with the lightest. I think I'm going to do my feet in this. And these blends have two tips. They have a brush tip, which is wider, and then they have more of a bullet end. And I find it's easier to control with that bullet end. So I'm going to do the bird's beak and feet. Just a little bit of color. I'm doing it with the light color because everything about this card is kind of light. The Pool Party is light, the crumb cake is light, and I wanted my bird not to have a ferociously orange beak or feet. And now we're going to go with the Petal Pink, and oh, this has been happening. This comes apart. Oh, it's cracked on the side. I'm having an issue. So my bird is going to have a Petal Pink belly. I don't know if this is an accurate of any kind of bird, but that is just what I've decided. And I can use this lighter color to soften those edges, because with these are alcohol markers, and they don't they just layer on color. It doesn't pill up on the cardstock. So the more color, it just makes it softer. And now with my light Pool Party, move our markers out of the way, I'm going to do this whole bird and then come back and add some highlights with the dark, or maybe go back over with the lighter color. We'll see what happens. As you're coloring, you decide, well, I might need some more shading there, or it would look better if it had more color on it. Now the bad part about die cutting and then coloring or stamping is, like, you have to hold the tail, because otherwise the movement of the alcohol marker will move your die cut. So I'm trying to anchor it with my left hand as I'm coloring with my right hand. But you know what? That's first world problems, right? It doesn't really make a difference. Okay, so then we have the light Pool Party. And now I'm going to move on to my dark Pool Party and add some shading. So I'm going to go up here in where the feathers are coming off the wing, do some dark around there, maybe coming up to the head a little bit, and definitely the tail. It's taking shape, right? Like I said, I don't know that this is based on any true real world bird. I'm not a birder, so get what you get, right? I I might give this to a real world birder and ask, am I on the mark? Did I even get anything close? Could this be a little songbird maybe? Now, I'm going to go back with my light because there's some, I feel like it didn't shade so well up here. And this will, if you go over with your light, it just takes some of those harsher edges and softens them. Okay, I'm done. I'm happy with my bird. And that's all the coloring, and now we can start assembling. So let me get my snips. They are buried now under all my markers off to the side. And I'm going to cut. How am I going to cut? Should I do this? Okay, I'm going to cut these apart. And then I'm going to trim it down as best I can. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to try this differently. Let's try it this way. And then snip it out. So we have a happy birthday. And that is trash. And now we really can start assembling. So let's build our birdhouse first. So it's giving you the outline. It's like a coloring book, right? You just fit the pieces in. So we'll put hello there. We'll do our gingerbread down here. See, it just fits perfectly over this little trim, like so. And then the roof line. Let me get that going like so. I am going to put that roof line on first. That is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. That's way too much. Just went a little bit. Went a little heavy-handed with that. And that's okay. So line up the peak. Follow the stamped image. Perfect. And then I'm going to just run a real thin bead of glue on this section. And that's where this is pecan pie cardstock, and that is going to fit right up next to the roof. And it's also within the stamped images. And for our birdhouse gingerbread, there we go. And this is the last piece. And that fits right in like so. And the liquid glue helps to maneuver those pieces right up, butting up against each other. And we can attach this. I'm saying it's where the birdseed goes. That's what I'm saying. Okay. And the next thing we want to do is attach our happy birthday. So this is going to give it time to dry. So this is a piece of window sheet, and it's just a little, I hope you can see this, clear, and it's not that big. And I'm going to put my happy birthday at the top. So let's start with happy, a little dab, and then I'm going to set this aside so it can dry. And I'll trim off the extra at the top once it's dry. It's a little slippery because it's window sheeting. And then the birthday is going to go right below that. I could have used glue dots, I guess. Hey, everybody likes to have a little bit of glue on their fingers, right? So I'm going to set this aside. Let that dry, and let's proceed with building our, we got some more gluing to do. Okay, let's take a deep breath. So all these pieces of pool party, we're going to layer with the Country Woods DSP. So they're each going to get a layer. Let's do that. So I guess it has a, yeah, you're definitely building this card. There's layers, there's a birdhouse, there is some building going on, but it shouldn't be too stressful. I mean, everybody loves to play with glue and paper, right? Add some inks and stamps. A perfect day. At least for me. That's a perfect day for me. I would love to be doing that. I love this. I love crafting. Doesn't get much better. Oh, I got another eyeball. Hello, welcome. As I said, welcome whether you're live or watching me on replay. Glad to have you here. I am in this challenge to grow my YouTube channel, and I'm trying to grow my followers. So if you're liking what you see, please like and subscribe to my channel, to my follow me on Facebook. All right, so this score here on the left, actually I think it goes this way. Does it? Yes, because this bigger piece is in the back. So this is going to be, that's a mountain. This one on the right is going to be a valley, then a mountain. So valley, mountain, valley, mountain. Oh, I got that wrong. This should be valley, mountain. Oh, there we go. So I said it wrong. On the left, mountain. On the right, mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain. And so that gives you your side, your steps on the right-hand side. Let me get my bone folder in here so I can crisp up these score lines. I do like a crisp score line. So, like so, like so. All right. And then you can kind of see what we're going for. So we'll start here on the left, and we're going to put this panel like right like so. Sometimes when you look at these DSPs, you find one side you like, and you're like, I'm going to use that side. And you turn it over and you see the other side, and you're like, whoa, that would have been nice, right? Makes it difficult to decide sometimes which paper you want to use with your project. So we're centering it in the space on the left. And then this, the biggest layer, cardstock DSP layer, we're going to put that on this back panel. I'm going to lay it flat just so for ease of purpose, like so. And then this middle panel is going to go here, but it's going to hide our happy birthday, our floating happy birthday. So we're going to use the small piece on the front. So let's put that one on, and then we can tackle our floating greeting on the window sheet. It's going to get centered in this space. That looks good. And so for our middle panel, this is going to be placed here, but we want to stick this happy birthday behind, so it's up in the air. Now our panel will not go all the way to the bottom. So let's see how we want to do this so we can find the proper place for our happy birthday. That's it. I think this time I am going to use glue dots just because I don't want it to, the liquid glue to loosen it. So put a glue dot right here at the bottom on the window sheet. And now we can stick our window sheet piece here. And then this is going to hold up like so. And now we can cover that with our middle panel. What are you thinking of side step? You liking the side step? Fun folds? I'm a fan of all fun folds. And then just center that in that space. And I did want to trim off that little bit of, I don't know if you can see it, but the window sheet is sticking up a little bit. I'll just trim that down. Now we want to put our birds on, and I'm going to use some dimensional. So this bird here, he's going to be standing on this. I'm putting them on dimensionals, and then on the back we're going to have a little bird on the back, and this is where you would write your greeting, your sentiment. And I'm going to make him flat, glue him down so we don't have too much dimension in this. And because he's on white cardstock, he kind of just like blends in so perfectly, doesn't he? And then this will go here, and you have a place to write a happy birthday greeting to the friend that you're going to send this to. And I'm sure they'll love having a little bird stop by in their mailbox and wishing them happy birthday. And we're done with this, and now our bird is going to get some mini dimensionals, and I am the queen of dimensionals, so I will be using several dimensionals to pop him up. Now the tail doesn't have any dimensionals, but I can make a custom one by just cutting the edge of my dimensional pack, and that way I get 100% use out of my dimensionals. They are my favorite. If I was stranded on a desert island, yes, I would request dimensionals. But that's just how I roll. Dimensional queen here. They are a favorite. I even heard somebody would say with their little granddaughters, they would use them as earrings on their granddaughters. Love to dress up. And so we're going to put this little bird over here, standing, to say hello, happy birthday, hello friend, and happy birthday. So it stands like that. I hope you can see that greeting kind of floating. Pretty neat, huh? All right, and there's the back where you can write a personal message. I did promise you that I was going to do a catalog tour, very quick, very quick. So this is Stampin' Up's annual catalog, May 2024 to April 2025. And the items I used in this project, from page 48 and 49, is the Country Woods Suite. And here they showcase the birdhouse, more birdhouse, and then the other part of the, I think it's Country Flowers, where it has like a milk jug, a teapot, has a little stool. And then if you turn the page 50 and 51, this is where you see Country Birdhouse bundle. And that's what I used today to create our birdhouse. Country Flowers is the other part of that suite. And then I used the Country Woods DSP. Actually, I used this pattern right here, this pool party, to create the birdhouse. Other products I used include the window sheet, and that's on page 123. Talks here about window sheet, and you can make shaker cards, but you can find those window sheets right here. And then on page 131, Memento ink. And if you're coloring with blends, which are the alcohol markers, you do need Memento ink. It's a water-based ink. And then we come to the cardstock and inks I used. On page 135, we used the Pool Party cardstock for the back or layer. And then on page 138, Pecan Pie ink and cardstock for our birdhouse. Crumb Cake was our cardstock for the building the birdhouse. And basic white cardstock down here we've also used. Did I get it? Oh, there went the card. Yeah, so we had crumb cake, pecan pie, and white cardstock, and pecan ink in white. So that was all. That was the quick catalog tour as promised. And here's our card. Fun fold card. Thank you for joining me on this fun photo and following along. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'd love to chat about card making. I am going to post this on my blog, stampinghair.blogspot.com, so check over there this evening. I'll have the cutting measurements and the ingredients and everything to go with this card. Until next time, remember, stamping is fun. Bye!